Now, one player who's not expected to be involved, one player who may have already played his final game for Man City is defender Kyle Walker,
Yeah.
as Pep Guardiola has revealed that the 34-year-old is asked to leave the club and wants to explore options abroad. I think many were coming to the realization that Walker's time at City would soon be coming to an end, but it came a bit of a surprise, maybe that Guardiola confirmed it after the win at Salford that he now wants to leave. We've spoken previously, Stephen, about Walker and the decline he's had this season. So my question to you now, well, I've got a couple of questions really. The first is, do you expect Walker to leave this month now in January or in the summer? He's been linked with AC Milan. There believes been talks, and also Saudi Pro League clubs have been linked. And then secondly, if Walker was to leave in January, will that force Man City to sign a replacement in January, or will City be content with just Rico Lewis as their only natural right back option for the second half of the season?
I think he goes. I think he absolutely does go. I think the nuclear button has been pressed here. Guardiola essentially said he said he's not focused. He said he's still a great player as well, but he's just not focused. And when he can't do that, he can't be focused. I think it's very obvious that Kyle Walker's head's gone that way. You know, he's left Manchester. If not physically, mentally, he's absolutely clocked out. I was surprised too. I know I've expected him to leave for a long time, and I know it's weird because it's no surprise and also a big surprise at the same time. I think it's the manner mid-season. Kyle Walker's always struck me as one of the lads who wants to be there for the team. Wore the armband with pride, and I think he loved being the captain of Manchester City. I expected him to sort of stay around until the summer and see the job through. Essentially, at the same time, it's well documented. He's got a lot going on personally. At the same time, maybe he just feels he needs this to move on. Ultimately, I think the crux of the matter is none of this would be happening if he was good enough. And I feel like ultimately the football sort of left him to an extent at the Manchester City's level. I think he needs to move for his own personal sake, for the sake of his career. I think it's just overwhelmed him massively. And I don't think you can fix that. I think there's too much around him, too much noise that even now the Guardiola's come out and said it publicly. I think that's the death knell. I think Guardiola essentially saying that Kyle wants to go publicly when he doesn't usually discuss the future of players until it happens. I think Guardiola saying, I don't know, I've sort of done a bit as well. He didn't say categorically he will leave because the club has to arrange something. I think that's sort of that's a bit of a facade. They've got to put it up. They've got to negotiate with clubs, but it's going to happen almost certainly. AC Milan seems to be the rumored destination, which I'd never expected in a billion years, if I'm being honest. But apparently Zlatan wants him, which is wild. But this is 2025 Manchester City, where everything can happen and anything will happen. So yeah, I think he'll move on. I think it's for the best for him. It has to be said. Truly phenomenal footballer at his very peak. I think he might even be underappreciated somehow. I've never seen a defender lock down an entire side of the pitch as good as he has, and I truly mean that. I've never seen a single defender when he's at his very best. Flawless defensively, like you could not get past him. Doesn't matter who you are, Mbappe, Neymar, Vinicius Junior. They just couldn't lay a finger on him. Like, and that is special. And I don't think City could achieve what they have done without that. It's a shame how it's ended. It's got very messy. Although, his form has fortunately dramatically dipped after the treble. The off the field stuff has become so loud, so noisy that's been impossible to ignore. And yeah, there's a lot of bad decisions have been made. Essentially, personally, he maybe should have moved on. But it is what it is. I think time will be very generous to Kyle Walker. I think he'll be always in conversations as probably the best ever Premier League right back. There was a lot of messy noise around Ashley Cole at one point in his personal life, but no one questions his ability in the future. So right now where we are, everyone knows he was brilliant. I think this time will be very kind to Kyle Walker too, rightfully so because he was phenomenal. But it's time to go. I think it is, unfortunately. I don't think the hunger's there, the focus, and probably the ability because he has aged quite a bit. I watched a video of him the other day and I forgot just how good he was. I watched a video of him playing, in Champions League against a compilation of him against all these great players, and he's fast now still, but you forget how fast he was. Like he was the sharpness, the acceleration, the alertness. He was so switched on, and I don't see that anymore, unfortunately. And once that's gone, you can't really recover it, especially at the age he's at right now. I don't think City will go and sign a right back this January. I think the links to all the centre backs, Kusanov, Vitor Reis, the young Brazilian centre back, we've been linked to Juma Bar as well, actually, as well. So many centre backs coming in. I think these all imply that City will just get a bunch of defenders and work out what to do. Be it Kanji at right back, be it Stones at right back, be it one of these young lads that we're going to sign, Kusanov or Rico Lewis. Because as long as we have the defenders there, maybe Nunes after his stint against Salford is the option right now, right back. I think that's very possible for what it's worth, actually. Um, yeah, I mean Guardiola might do as long as he has defenders. There's been some tenuous links to Ola Reina. I don't know if that'll happen. I think that's probably. I think he's on a free actually potentially in the summer, isn't he? Maybe am I
Yeah,
wrong there?
his contract at Forest is up in the summer. I think Forest has said to be confident they can get an agreement with him, but as things stand, he's out of contract in the summer.
Look, if he's out of contract in the summer, and it's very obvious Hugo Viana started his job early, don't tell Sporting Lisbon, but he clearly has started his job early. Do not be surprised if, as aggressive as City look right now, do not be surprised if on the 25th of January we get breaking news that City are putting a cheeky 25 million bid for Ola Reina. With his contract expiring, I wouldn't be surprised if Forest attempted. I don't think it'll happen, but I just. You've heard it here first if it happens, because I think City will where things are going right now. It's very obvious that City they're being aggressive in this rebuild as such. Look, he's not the youngest, 28 years old, and you could argue that a nomadic career in general, but um, you could get four years out of him easily, and I think City would potentially be tempted. Though I still think it's more like if they sign the young centre backs and we just sort of crack on with that.